back to front. Always make sure you're square across that top shelf. That's the V taper that China was speaking to you about, because bikini is about small waistlines. When you turn to the back, again, stand tall and get that slow pelvic tilt. Now, foot positioning is very, very important. Both toes need to be pointed in the same direction depending upon the size of your quads, because toe positioning bows quads either in or out. So if you have full quad sweep, if you turn those quads out, you are going to bow those quads more. And everything is about balance. So if you overpower the glutes with the quads, then the glutes will start to rein in just a little bit. Now the quad becomes the prominent focus in the back pose, which is not what you want. In bikini, you want glutes to be that focal point. So in certain cases, you may be toes forward. As China said, in certain cases, you may want them slightly turned outward. The other factor is the L factor, which is the important thing about the L factor, hamstrings will start to show. And you don't want deep hamstring splits in bikini. So the more that back line starts to come forward, judges are down here, competitors are up here, lighting up here. So you come off this angle here. So your depth perception to the judges with width across your back gets lost. So you want to make sure you keep the back up like China was telling you, so you see width across here. And number 3, don't get focused on the small stuff. The small stuff being my hair or my hands. Stay focused to the important things, the picture. If this pose is a perfect picture, that judge sees a perfect pose. That's how you win titles.
Sounds good. So I think it's important to note some of the challenges you experience when you're first learning how to hit those front poses, like how do I flow into it? How do I set my feet? So keeping in mind for me was thinking the judges are here at the bottom on the floor, right? So you'll start from the feet up. You want to start by setting your feet first, then you'll set your hips, you'll sit into your glute, and then you'll open up from the top. So everything flows from bottom up to the top. Again, I like the idea of having that string at the top of your head because it keeps in mind that you're up tall. You don't want to flare out your ribs too far. You want to make sure everything's stacked on top of each other, if that makes any sense. Also in the back pose, some of the challenges I experienced were how far apart your feet should be. For me, of course, shoulder width is really good. It just depends on your body and how comfortable you feel. I suppose the proportions. Your feet will be a little bit closer, your feet will be farther apart, just all depending on how you feel. And again, having that second look out for having someone else helps. Thank you. Thank you. Clearly. Okay. So I think we can have some folks come up and then we can try it
Well,
out.
before we do that, I have a couple of questions,
Yeah.
okay? Kim, China, can you talk about hair? How you should how you should wear your hair on show day? Can you talk a little bit about color? I know we talked a little bit about in fit model, but I want to hear your perspective on it. And could you talk about suit bottoms as it pertains to amateur athletes and professional athletes?
Well, here's the thing, guys. Haircuts, hair color, and suits should be complementary. They should not be the focal point. So if somebody looks up and goes, oh my God, that's a gorgeous suit, they're missing the picture. They're focused on the suit, they're not focused on the physique. But if someone looks up and goes, man, that color on that girl is stunning. Okay, awesome. Now that fits the package that you're looking. With suit cuts, very, very important. And China can probably tell you, depending upon how your body lines are, if you shorter torso and you're a little wider at the waistline, you do not want thick sides on the sides of your suits, because it is going to widen you a little bit at that waistline. And you want it up a little higher if you have a shorter leg line and you have fuller legs. Because what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to elongate those legs so that you make the leg line look longer to balance out to the top of your body. Because remember, everything is in balance is what the goal is. Number two, the cut of the suit from the backside. So suit coverage can become very important. You want curvature at the top so it runs along the line of the top of the glute to create projection from the glute, because it's about getting the glute to project outward. So that curvature lets the top of the glute come through, so you see projection, so you look like you have good glute fullness. The color of the suit should match with the skin tones of your body. So if China has the darker hair, the olive skin tones, so she can pull off a lot of array of colors, even going into pastels if she would want to, because of her skin tones and hair colors, whereas a lighter, fairer complected doesn't want to go into pastels because that's going to fade into the skin tones. So be careful about how you marry up your colors of your suits to your skin tones. And you don't want that suit to become distracting. Same thing with hair. Whether it's straight hair, loose curls, or full hair, A, do not hide your shoulder line, because now you're hiding your silhouette and you're hiding your structure. B, you want your hair to, again, balance out the lines, especially with the color. You want the color of the hair to match the color of the skin tones. So if you have fair complexion, you don't want to have super dark hair where the contrast is so much that now it starts. I had one of my clients one time, Stacy Alexander at the Olympia. I told her, Stacy, your lips came out 10 seconds before your body did, because she had these red lips and black hair and white face. And I was like, honey, it stood out. I saw it like when you was first walking. So I ran backstage and I blotted her lips because I was like, okay, it's too much. It's too much. It's too much. So you want to be careful of that contrast. And you want to make sure you get that nice blend where everything falls in. And I'll let China take over.
I think it's really important to note the measurements as well, because if your suit top doesn't fit correctly, if it's hanging too far down, your cleavage is too abrasive, those types of things matter with your package. And also if your cut doesn't fit correctly in the front, you don't want it to be too low down. You still want to be graceful and elegant. Make sure you keep that in mind whenever you're presenting your full package, having your measurements on point, having someone work really closely with you to make sure it's fitted to your body and no one else can wear that suit. Had another question. Hair length. Oh yeah, hair length is really important as well. So if you take a look, I mean, right above your waistline is really good. Your hair is really long, but usually it has curls probably. So if you have curls, you want to make sure it doesn't cover your entire back. I mean, it helps out because it gives you that illusion that you have that hourglass shape from the back when you're when you're holding your glutes up high. So having your hair long and down your back will help, but there's no preference in whether it should be short, long, what color it should be. It's all up to you and your package. Don't cover your glutes with your hair. Having it too long would not be helpful or beneficial.
So we have another IFBB Pro Bikini athlete who just joined the stage, guys. Give it up for Vanya Augusta.
Hi, everyone. Good morning.
Look, this young lady right here, right? 2024 Arnold Classic. 2024, 2020. That's what I meant. 2025 Arnold Classic, right? Bikini athlete. Say again.
2024 was UK Arnold Classic.
Thank you.
2025
There we
Arnold
go.
Classic.
Give it up, guys. Hey, the point I'm trying to make is she won the freaking Arnold, okay? But thank you for coming out. Again, guys, I believe Kim and Vanya, they kicked off last night. Body Bio last night on Friday evening. They've been doing this for about 4 to 5 years, joining with VIP. And it's a great honor for them to stick around on Saturday and give back to our community, guys. So I just want to say thank you guys for doing that, okay?
For having us.
China, what we want to do right now, right? Let's have these two young ladies, right? Let's have them come out, do their individual routines.
Okay.
We will have them do an amateur routine and then a pro routine.
Sounds good.
And can you talk them through that, okay?
Okay, sounds good. You want to go first?
Let's do this on the diagonal line, from the diagonal line.
All right. We're going to do the full routine. So she's going to do from top to bottom, from the diagonal to the box, and back to the diagonal. Whenever you're ready. That's good. Yes, hype her up. She's keeping that smile. She's taking her time. Her tempo is good. Very nice. Straight to the point. Front pose, back pose, transition, back to the front pose. Remember, you only have about 20 seconds or so. Very good. Beautiful. Nice. Perfect. Okay, and our pro. Yes, ma'am. She did amateur, you do the pro. Woo! Note some of the differences with the pros. We can walk out. She has as much time as she likes. She takes her time. Thank you. She takes her time. Yes, very elegant, graceful, very confident, and always smiling. Keep that in mind. She's having a great time, and you can feel that. Very nice. Beautiful. Yes. Yes. Very nice. Awesome. You look good, girl. All right.
Oh my gosh, you guys are something else, all right? So let's have these two young ladies take the front line. Vanya, I want you here. I want you a little bit closer, please. Let's go front, back, front. And can you talk about the front pose?
Oh, absolutely.
Real quick, and then the back pose, and then the transitions and things like that.
All right, so with the comparisons now, so we're hitting the front pose. You can go ahead and hold it. The judges will tell you how long to hold it. They'll transition you. So you just pay attention. You got to keep your ears open. It'll be very loud too. Keep that button facing the front too, so when you hear your number, they're still holding it. This literally is what happens too. The judges will talk amongst each other. You can transition to the back. They're keeping it smooth. The tempo is easy. Not pushing too hard into your glutes. You're holding your chest up high. The judges here are looking for your fullness in your glutes, right? Okay, and then we keep holding it. We'll transition back to the front. Some qualities to keep in mind: that smile, that confidence. This is your time. You're owning the stage. You take up all the space you need. Keep holding it. Their core is very tight. And then we'll transition back to the back. So sometimes the judges want to take another look. They'll hold you at the back pose again. Nice and elegant. Very good. All right, and then we're going to take 2 steps to the back. So we're keeping our glutes very high. So it's same thing with Fit Model that we mentioned earlier too, is keeping those glutes high. You don't want to see your glutes down low like the gentleman, our judge, mentioned. It does not look good from the back. Okay, we can turn around and come back to the front line. They're taking their time. It's all on your time. This is your stage, your show. You present well when you're confident, you're smiling, you're paying attention. And then from there, we'll transition back to the diagonal. Very good.
All right, good. Mr. Rod Smith, can you join us on stage? Is there a mic over there?
Yes.
So, Rod, Rod is our official judge for today. And Rod, can you talk about just certain things you look for as a judge when it comes to bikini? Just some of the things that point out to you. After we do that, we're going to bring you guys on stage.
I think when the athletes first step on stage, the first thing I pay attention to is the overall symmetry of the athlete. Head to toe balance. Lately or in the past, some of the girls have gotten a little out of whack. Two, like Mr. Otto said, the hamstrings. Some of you guys push it a little too hard. If those hamstrings are separated, you're going to get judged down, unfortunately. Okay? So I think conditioning as it pertains to your division. We know conditioning in the figure and this and other, they're all different. So hone your craft, know what your conditioning level is for your division, and train for balance.
You guys hear me out? Okay, we go. So again, how many bikini athletes do we have out here? Are you guys ready to pose? Okay, before I bring you up, do you have any questions? There's no dumb questions. Are we ready? All right, so what I want from you guys, I want you guys to come over here. You're going to grab a number. We're going to line up. We're going to bring you on stage, place you on the diagonal line. China, I want you to take a seat out front. They're going to do individual routines. I want you to critique them as they go. I want Vanya, Anita to stay on stage. And I want you guys to position, put hands on, do what you do. All right?
Take my jacket off. It's freezing. Hey, beautiful. Hoping you would be here. All right. It's good to see you. Excuse me. Sorry. It's so beautiful up here.
they've opened the doors for me now.
Okay.
Ready, check out all our sponsors. There's also haircuts up front. And if you want a tattoo or piercing, they're also up front. Again, haircuts up front, tattoos and piercings up front. Check out all our sponsors like Viktory Speak, Beauty in Beast Mode, for self-defense.
All right, we're ready. So we're gonna start with.
Train for IV therapy and more.
Thank you. Okay, so we're gonna start with individual routines. We're gonna start on this side here. You're gonna come out to the box. You're gonna do your full routine, and we'll give you some critiques here and there, and then you'll go back to the diagonal. We'll go all the way around that way. We'll be in the posing room after. All right. Straight to the box. Yes, like the M. Yes. And then right back to the. So we're coming out to the middle. Do your full routine, front, front, and then back to the same spot you came from. Ready? Number 97. Very good. Awesome. Good. Keep the glutes high. Very nice. Very good. Good tempo. Very good. Thank you. Don't be afraid to hype each other up. 92. Good. Awesome. Remember, keep that core tight. You're looking good. Awesome. Very good. Perfect. Thank you. Have 96. Very nice. Good. Very confident. Good. Awesome. Good. Very nice. Thank you. Keep in mind, stay confident, keep smiling, flow through. You only have a few seconds, so take up all that time. Thank you, 94.
I just want to say this for my tall ladies. That is a beautiful gift that I would love to see you own. So if you are a taller competitor, I want you to push your chest and chin even higher and use that command. Don't shrink.
Thank you. Number 87. Very good.
Love the walk.
Good. Nice. Keep those glutes up high as you're transitioning. Very good. Beautiful. Thank you. Number 98. Very good. Very good. Awesome. Nice smooth transitions. She's staying confident too. It's very elegant, very graceful. Nice. Remember to keep those shoulders square. We're going to open up at the top. Very good. Awesome. Thank you. Remember to keep those buttons. So if you're hitting your front pose from the side, make sure that button's turned out so that the judges can see that number. 84. Hey, Kathy. Very good. Beautiful. Those glutes up. Good. Awesome. Good. Very nice. Thank you. Good. Number 99. Good. I like the walk. Very nice. Good flow. Very good. Awesome. Thank you. Remember when you're hitting that front pose, when your feet step down, you want to sit into that glute. Keep that glute up high though. You'll have a little bit of an arch at that lower back. It'll help poke that glute out. The judges are looking for that fullness from the front as well. So very good. Yeah, sure.
When you put your hand on your waist, try to put it next to your hip bone. Don't put it on the belly button. You don't want to hide your pretty abs, okay?
That's a good point. What I like to do too with that is start with your index finger whenever you're hitting it and pull that finger over to your hip bone. Keeps it aligned. You want to make sure your shoulders aren't uneven. Next, thank you. 82. Very nice. Thank you. Bring that toe out just a little bit in that front pose. It'll give you some balance. Very good. Bring it out a little bit more right there. That's good. Very nice. Good confidence. You can feel she's enjoying herself too. Have fun with it. Very nice. Thank you. Awesome. Number 91. Very nice. Walk out. Very nice. Don't be afraid to smile. I know you want to. Big smile. Very good. Awesome. Very nice flow. Look good. Thank you. Number,
Anyway.
oh, okay. 93. Oh, I'm sorry. There's 80s. Okay, I see. Very good. That's a good front pose. Nice. Very nice. Awesome. Thank you. Number 85. Yes, ma'am. I like that everyone's keeping eye contact with the judges too, so that's very important as well. Very good. Awesome. Very good flow. Keep those glutes high as you're transitioning. Yes. Very good. Thank you. 81. Good. Awesome. Very good front pose. Good. That's a good X frame. Awesome. Very good. Very good. Nice. Awesome. Very good. Thank you. 88. Nice. Very good. Kick that foot out a little bit more and gives you balance. Very good.
You got it.
You got it. Very good. Good. Very good. Very nice. Thank you. Wait, 95? 95. Thank you. I'm sorry, I missed that. Very good. Awesome. Good hourglass shape. Good. Very nice. Okay, take your time. You keep going. That's good. Very good. 86. Very good. Nice walk. Good. Tempo's very good. It's very smooth. Good. Awesome. Good. Very nice. That very good flow. Thank you. She kept in mind her front pose, her back pose, and back of the front, the same amount of time to hold in each pose. You don't want to hold one more than the other.
Soften up your knee in the back pose just a little bit.
Slight bend.
You can see. Yeah.
Good. Okay. Make sure I'm not missing anyone. 144. Very good. Take your time. That smile, yes. Very good. Enjoy. Nice. That's good. Very good flow. Very nice. Very good. Yes. Okay, routine, yes. I like that. Very good. One, 145. Yes, walk. Good. Very nice. Yes, very confident. Eye contact. Very good. Yes. Beautiful smile. Yes. Very good. Thank you. Oh, wait, 140, 146? Yes, ma'am. Very good. Glutes high. Yes. Very good. Good. Very good. Thank you. Very good. Awesome. 150. Very good. Take your time. Very good. Nice. Good. That's good. Take your time. Yep. Good. Right here, I want you to kick that foot out and bring it back towards that back wall, and that'll give you balance so then you can hold up. There you go. Very good. 149. Good. Yes. Very good. Keep that chest up high. Good. Very nice and smooth. Yes. Very good. Thank you. And 148. Very nice. Good. Very good. Nice. Kick that foot out forward there too. Yep. Perfect. And you'll see that X frame. Very nice. Thank you. Sounds good. Okay, thank you, ladies. Everybody did really, really good. Some of the things to keep in mind. So what we'll do next is essentially we'll do like comparisons. So we'll bring 5 of you out at a time and we'll pose together and we'll kind of critique a little bit so that we can make sure that you're hitting that X frame. You'll see the hourglass shape and when you're holding your glutes up. So your glutes should never drop down. We want to make sure you're able to hold that as well. So it kind of gives you a bit of conditioning exercises as well. So we'll start with 97. Wait, hold on.
So a couple of things we saw. Can you guys hear me? Yeah. So the walk, when you're walking, you need to be very confident in your walk all the way when you get to the box, right? The confidence doesn't start when you hit the box. So, Neji, do you want to just demonstrate, please? Go ahead. Yeah. You don't want to look down. You are looking at the judges, you're looking at the audience, you really making sure that you show that confidence when you walking in and when you exiting out of your routine, okay? Certain transition, like going to the back pose, your glutes should be up the entire time. When you exiting the back pose from back to front, your glute has to be up, meaning there should be an arch in your back. The entire time you're on stage, there's an arch in your whole entire back, the whole time. If you drop the arch, it's not there anymore. Yes, that transition, the side glute, this is how, like you really want to hit it like that. I've seen a lot of people kind of lean back a little bit with their back. It's just like way too much. You need to find that perfect balance where you have enough pressure on the glute so it can show muscle density. This is the first time the judges are actually seeing your glutes before you go to the back pose. So you always have to give them that idea that your glutes are full before you get to the back pose, okay?
Also keep your arms not too close to your body, so you don't want to cover up your glute while that arm that's hanging out, you don't want it to cover up any parts of your body. So you keep that wrist turned outward and keep it maybe about 5 inches away from your side. You don't want it to cover any parts of your body.
Being nervous is part of it. I even get nervous on stage. But the thing is, you want to show the judges that you are not nervous. Even if you feel like you forgot your routine, keep going. The judges doesn't know if we messed up unless we start making faces or we start second guessing ourselves on stage. Just flow through it. As long as you turn around and you hit that front pose with confidence, you good, you nailed it. But if you pausing and hesitating, that's when they're gonna know that you are not confident in your posing, in your physique, and what you are bringing on stage, okay?
Also, something else to keep in mind, you might feel shaky or wobbly. I mean, everyone does. As long as you, like what she's saying, is like keeping your facial expressions controlled, showing that you're enjoying it. Just have a good time while you're doing it. You'll forget about all those nerves. The shakiness comes with it. You're holding uncomfortable poses anyway. So while you're walking out and you're keeping your chest up and you're twisting, it's contorting your body in different positions. It should not feel comfortable. If it's comfortable, then you probably want to keep working at it because it's definitely an uncomfortable position to be in and to hold for an extended period of time. But
smile.
yes.
Guys, smile on stage. I know some of you guys don't like to smile, but it just brings such a different personality. It just gives a different warmth to the judges. Like you want to look like you're having fun on stage. Like no one is forcing you to do this. So smile. You don't have to smile the whole time because then it get really fake. It get that creepy smile like, You don't have to do that. But when you hit that front pose, smile. When you turn around, you're about to hit that front pose again before you exit, smile. That's it.
Every so often you have that moment where you have to think about some of those moves. That's totally fine. There's times where you might want to take a look at your feet and make sure they're where you want them to be. It's okay. Over time, you'll start to feel more confident and comfortable with where your feet are placing. You'll feel that imbalance. So again, like when you're exercising and you're building the physique that you want to be able to pose like this on stage, there's that mind to muscle connection. Same thing goes when you're hitting those poses. You want to feel that glute that you're sitting into. You want to be able to twist your core and know that it's engaged so it looks a certain way right off the top of your head or without looking in the mirror because you're not going to be in front of a mirror on stage. So got to feel that. So we'll start with comparisons. We'll start here with 97.
Before we start with comparison, the ladies that's on the side, I know you guys been standing for a while, but think about like you are actually on stage, right? You should not be relaxed while you're still on stage. Because maybe the judges looked up and they're like, oh, 87 look good. 87, join that line. So you always want to be ready and you want to show the judges your best physique, even if you're on the side. Okay, so just stay ready at all times. 87 was talking.
Take a moment, think about where your button is. You want that button to be in a position that the judges can see you. You want to have a smile on your face. You want to be noticed among all the beautiful ladies around you and all of the great physiques. You want to be seen. So keep that smile on your face. If your front pose feels a little off, take a moment, reposition yourself, reset, and get right back into it. Awesome.
97, move in a little bit.
We're gonna. I think that's what he said.
Split, right?
Yeah. Let's split down the middle. So let's move down. 93, move down a little bit. 145 and 97. We're gonna keep the box empty.
So split.
There you go.
Right there is fine, yeah.
Awesome. Very good.
87. Can you move in just a tap? There you go. Good. Perfect.
Very
right there.
good. Very good. So important to note, when you're on this line here and the head judge is in the middle, we're focused on that head judge, right? Yes, there are other judges you can make eye contact with, but you want to make sure that your body is positioned to see that silhouette in front of that head judge. So if that head judge is sitting to the right, that eye contact, that glute, that hip, you want to make sure is facing that head judge. So if you're out on the outside, you may have to switch and turn in a little bit. Good, very good. Keep those chests up high, and we're making sure that our ribs are stacked and not flared. I want to see that hip around. Very good. Y'all are holding well. Very nice.
Good. We can see her there. Yeah, much better.
All right. Feeling good. We have our smiles. We're ready. We're locked in. We're going to transition to the back. Very good.
So even in the back pose, the ladies are at the end. You want to angle yourself for the head judge. Just slightly turn. There you go. Good.
And making sure in that back pose your glutes are up high. We're not pushing too far or too hard into our glutes to make them flat. We're making sure we have a slight bend in your knees, just a very slight bend. You don't want your knees to be locked out. And then going up to your shoulders, you want them down and pulled back, but not pinching together. You don't want to see a pinch in the middle of your back. You want to make sure those delts are seen from behind. All right, go ahead and transition to the front. Very good. Good. All right.
92, switch with 145. Always raise your hand when you are switching with someone. That way you can see who you're switching with, and you're also showing the judges that you are listening, okay?
Very good. And transition to the back. Very good. Remember that angling in and focusing, making sure you're facing the head judge. All right, and back to the front. Very good. Awesome. Thank you, ladies. You can go back to the diagonal line.
148. 148, move in just a tad bit. There you go.
So think about this. If you're out here on the outside, you want to twist your body facing the head judge in. So instead of thinking about your feet staying on that line and being on the line, face as if I'm the camera. So I keep in mind, like I have my tripod and I'm posing in the morning doing my check-ins. This is where your camera's positioned. If your camera's here, you want to make sure your glutes facing your camera. Very good.
96, rotate.
Kathy, I'm gonna get you in your button.
Your button, can you switch your button? So, yeah.
Thank you.
Your button should be on the standing leg.
Yeah.
The leg that
perfect.
you do your front pose. There you go.
Awesome. All right. Let's transition to the back. Good. Take your time. Nice tempo. Hey, Kathy, and then bring your angle towards the head judge. There you go. Very good.
Okay, ladies, in the back pose, you don't want to flare your elbow out too much. You don't want to look like a little butterfly. All the butterfly are beautiful. You want it to be really nice and relaxed and not too much elbow on the side. Because it really is not helping your shoulders, y'all. It's not.
Okay, looks good. Let's transition back to the front. Remember to keep those glutes up high while you're transitioning. And remember to position yourself so that the head judge can see your hourglass shape. So your X frame should be facing that center, even if you're on the outsides. Face this way a little bit more. Very good.
All
Very
right.
good.
98, switch with 149. $144 with 96. $148, 84. Switch, please.
$96, remember to come look this way and position your X frame towards the head judge. Yeah.
Where's your glutes? Show your glutes to the judges. Yes.
Very good.
Keep rotating. Yes. There you
And
go.
it's okay if you're not exactly on that line. If someone's in front of you and she's like maybe covering you a bit, take a step forward just a little bit and then bring yourself out. You want to be seen. You want the judges to look for you.
One thing when you're on the side at the end, sometime your front pose gonna change slightly, and that's okay because you position yourself a little bit different to show the judges your upper glute.
Right.
So let's say your front pose was at 11 o'clock, like foot position, and now you're on the side and you have to go to 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock. So be mindful of that. Another thing, when they are switching you, it doesn't matter if you're in the middle or at the end, you keep the same energy. You keep smiling because you don't know what the judges are doing. So you might be at the end and you're still getting first place. So keep that same energy, okay?
And let's transition to the back. Very good.
You got it.
Take your time. Good. Again. Remember to keep your glutes up high. You'll feel that tightness in the lower part of your back. That's where you want to feel that arch. Make sure your feet stay shoulder width apart. Good. Okay, and transition to the front. Awesome. Keep that smile. Very good. All right, thank you, ladies. You can go back to the diagonal.
While everyone is on the diagonal, I'll wait till I have everyone's attention
Give
for
us
this.
1 second.
So, all of you that are standing on the diagonal and have been there for a while, did that feel like a really long time? That is what a pro level show actually is. The reason I'm saying this is if you're intending to go pro, it is a good idea right now to practice your mindset and your endurance on the side of the stage. The 3 goals are to keep your number visible, keep your waistline looking as tight as possible, and hold your energy. So, you need to have 2 or 3 backup alternatives so that you can look effortless. When you're on the side of the stage, the judges are still scanning your silhouette. If you torque your body a half an inch, that can mean that you get called into the first call out. If you get slouchy, that could push you back a call out. So does anyone right now have questions about how they should stand according to their body or their number? Because I see a few of you that are not maximizing your angles for me. Yes, that's a perfect example. You can still have your front pose variation, like with a side-facing front pose like you just did, or a 45-degree. That's kind of more similar to fit model. So that's okay if you need to alternate. What we don't want to do, though, is lose your posture and collapse and shrink into the background. So that was an excellent demonstration. 92. I can't see your number. 96. I would say alter your body to angle a little bit more toward the back of the stage. Roll your left glute medius toward us. Yes, awesome. 84, that's a beautiful alternative. 99, you could probably point your hip bone a little bit more at the speaker here. You can also point your your right foot a little bit more toward. Yeah, and that way you can roll that hip bone forward. 82, great. 91, great. 88, are you here? That's 88. So even if you're on the back row, I'm going to kind of follow up of what she said. Use your commanding energy to be seen from behind the person in front of you. 85, you could probably roll your left glute medius a little bit more at me and sit back into that glute to round your hip shape some. Yeah, and then 146, this is a really elegant pose, but your alternative would be if you want to straighten your front right leg and send your left foot slightly forward, you could do that as well. Yeah, and now you can kind of push back into that hip. Perfect. So does everyone understand that concept? I've seen shows, I've seen people beat others out because they caught the judge's attention, and sometimes judges just don't see it. And then they go, especially Becky. Becky will go, that girl, pull her back in.
Another thing also, like, I think front pose is always going to be your strong pose to be in on the diagonal line. If you get tired, you can hit the model pose like you were demonstrating. Can you show them? Like you should be in your front pose. If you get tired, hit that model pose for a few seconds and then go back to that front pose. That's what's going to show really your shape. Your model pose is still beautiful, but you don't want to stay there the whole time. It's just like really alternate between those 2 poses. Next
Sounds
group.
good. Yep, we're ready for the next comparison group. Yes, awesome, thank you. Keep in mind that presence when you're coming out to from the diagonal as well. It's the same goes. While your feet are on this stage, you are on presentation mode. It never turns off until you step off the stage. Very good.
99, rotate. 99, rotate your hips. No, you were fine, you were fine. There you go, good, much better.
I want you to turn a little bit more this way. There you go. So reposition that foot there. Yes, bring those toes towards me more. There you go. Okay. There you go. And then sit into that glute a little bit. There you go. Very good. Good. That's good. Bring your hand that's on your hip down a little bit. Bring that hand down. The hand on your hip, bring it down. Yep, right there. It's gonna be on that hip bone. good to note, taller ladies, if you push too deep into that glute, when you're sitting too deep into it, it scrunches down your torso. So you want to make sure you're imagining that string that Kim mentioned earlier that keeps you straight up and down. You want to keep that torso elongated but twisted so that you have that hourglass shape. Very good. All right, let's go ahead and transition to the back pose. Very good. Good eye contact. Take your time. Very good. So remember, when you're on the outsides, try to position your glutes facing that head judge.
Just a little bit. Good. Yeah, perfect. Right there is good.
Very good. Elbows look good. All right, transition to the front pose.
Big
Very
smile.
good. Awesome. 86, can you position your feet a little bit more? You're going to also kind of turn inward as well when you're on the outside like that. That's always something important to keep in mind, because if you're on the outside and you're facing the head judge straight on, you won't see an hourglass shape. Very good. Try to bring that hip around a bit, and now open your shoulders out that way. There you go. Very good.
Can I have 82 to switch with 85? '91 and 86. Front, front. 88 and 99. Ladies, face the back.
Yeah, what is that, 86?
86, can you soften up your knee just a little bit?
Put a slight bend in your knees. There you go. You saw her hamstring pop after it?
Much better. Ladies, face front.
Very good. I will say that eye contact really makes a huge difference. So when you're in this comparison moment, you're trying to grasp that attention. That eye contact makes a huge difference. With your smile, it captures the eyes of the judges, I will say, from just sitting here. Very good. Good.
Thank you, ladies. See you back for
Yeah.
final.
One more group. Perfect. Okay. Very good.
150, move in just a little bit. Perfect. Good.
Very good. That arm, you don't want to cover your glute, so bring it out and twist your wrist out a bit. Yeah, there you go. Very good. That's good. Very good. Good.
That back leg out just a tap.
That looks good. She's got a really good front pose.
150, can you push on your glute, almost like you're sitting? Oh, thank you. Yes, yes. Like feel
Don't
that
forget to
tension in
bring-
your
Yep,
glutes.
just like
Yeah,
that. And what
good.
can
Now
help is if
keep-
you reposition
keep the
your
chest
feet.
up.
So your feet are in,
Good.
yep, and then kick
Perfect.
that foot out a little more. So now your hip will be facing that head judge. You want to bring that hip around and then open your shoulders up at the top. Very good. And then as you're vacuuming and doing those exercises when you're working on your core, it'll make it a lot easier to twist and hold. But As you're letting go, slowly going out. There you go. Good. Okay. Very good. All right, let's see that transition to the back. Good. Remember, if you're on the outside, try to position your glutes inwards so that the head judge will see a balanced look from the back. Middle. Angie, can you turn her toes out as well? Yes.
Both, yeah.
There you go. And then put a slight bend in your knees. There you go.
When you make those.
Okay, so 150, when you had your toes straight on, there wasn't that much quad or shape. You have the room to turn your toes out because you're not quad dominant, so you can do that, and it give you more shape in the back pose. Okay, so don't be afraid to slightly turn them out.
Right.
Okay.
You don't want your quads to pop too much from your back pose. Good, and 150, bring your elbows in just slightly. Bring your hands back up a little bit higher, and make sure you want to have your fingers like. Can you take a look at me really quick? Have your hands like this instead of flat, because then you'll see your fingers from between your legs. So,
Right here.
Yes. Yes. There you go. Good. Very good. That looks good. Angled in. Yeah. Other way. There you go, right there. And then those elbows are flaring a bit. Yeah, that looks good. That looks really good. Good. Very good. Yes, she looks good. A lot better. Y'all are doing really good holding it. A lot of the times during comparisons, the judges, you just never know how long they'll hold you up there. So y'all are doing really good. Okay. Love it. All right, transition to the front. She has an imbalance in her head. Yes. Yes, okay. So I'm going to let them know when we hit the back pose. One more back pose. So keep in mind when you're hitting that back pose and where your hands are positioned. So if your hands are too far down, your elbows are supposed to flare out too much. So having your hands like this. Okay. And let's go ahead and transition to the back. Very good. Keep those glutes up high as you're transitioning. Oh, I see it. Yeah. I have that issue too. Yeah, that looks good. Remember not to lock your knees. We're going to keep a slight bend in your knee. All right, very good. Let's go ahead and transition to the front one more time. But it's okay. It's okay. Keep going. Keep flowing through it. Good. Very nice. Some conditioning work right here. All right. We're gonna keep going. We're gonna transition back to the diagonal line, ladies. Thank you so much. Yes.
Rod, on stage. Relax, ladies. Relax, relax, relax. Ladies, 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 how do you feel?
Y'all look really good.
I told you you're gonna be doing some posing up here. I told you. Hey, what we're gonna do right now, I'm gonna give our two pros 30 seconds to give you some homework assignments based on what you've seen, and also Rod as our official head judge. 30 seconds, starting with you, China. Give them some homework assignments.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So, most important thing for me, vacuums. I try to vacuum at least 3 times a week. First thing in the morning when I'm fasted, hold those for about like 10, 12 seconds, do about 6 reps, and then work on holding that back pose, or keeping your glutes really high. So I think holding that for about 30 seconds and then doing your front pose the same way, but essentially holding your glutes up high, having that deep arch in your lower back.
Conditioning, posing conditioning, go through comparison. A lot of us focus on individual routine, but not so much posing conditioning. You should be able to hold that front pose for a minute and still look relaxed. Same thing for your back pose. You should be able to do comparison for 5 minutes all the way and still have the same energy from beginning all the way to the end. So hold those poses, lady. And it needs to be like your front pose and your back pose needs to be consistent every time you turn around, every time you hit that front pose and the back pose.
I think the biggest thing from where I was sitting is that, ladies, when you come out, you have to relax. Some of you are just too nervous, okay? Just relax. 2, check your cores. A lot of you are in that core fall. Again, if I see it, I can't unsee it. So pull up. I always say pose tall no matter how tall you are. And always correct your core, okay?
And my 2 cents is that freaking walk. That walk, it should be a killer walk. I mean, like, I should, like, not even move my eyes because you just captivated me, and I'm like, oh my gosh. Walk in those freaking heels, ladies. Change diapers in those freaking heels, ladies. Wash dishes. Do meetings. Vacuum in those freaking heels, ladies. All right, are we good with that?
Yeah.
All right, give it up for our pros, ladies. Where's Kim? Where's Kim? Is Kim still out here? He went to the airport? All right, give it up for Kim. He's on 66 somewhere, I don't know. All right, it's picture time. Class A, let's go. 5'4" and below, let's go.
Picture? Yes.
I want you guys right there in the center. 5'4" below. 5'6" and below behind them. 5'6" and below behind them. Over 5'6". Let me get 2 over here and 2 on the bookend. Come on down. Oh, you all want to be on the front line. I get it. Okay, no problem. Rod. G. Yep. Hey, get a little tighter. Tighter. Bring it in. Bring it in. Tighter. How we look? We good? Thank you, ladies. Thank you so much. Again, the posing room to your left. Vanya and China will be over there helping you guys out. Extra homework assignment. Thank you, guys. So much. Thank you. Don't forget about our panel discussion 3 to 4 this afternoon, guys. Panel discussion 3 to 4 this afternoon. Next up, we have our wellness division. It's next, starting in about 10 more minutes. What's happening, VIP? What's happening, VIP? Where are my athletes? Where are my wellness athletes? Where are you, wellness? We have no wellness athletes? Where are my wellness athletes? Okay, I see 2. I see 3. All right, hey guys, hey, we're gonna wrap this thing up. Hey, look, we're gonna start with our wellness division. We're gonna keep this train moving forward, guys. Okay. Keep this train moving forward. Hey, our next guest, IFBB Pro. Where's Rita? That's it right there. Hey, hey guys, give it up for Rita Penteado. So Rita, I remember seeing Rita at the Ben Weeder 2025 Wellness. She was our champion. Rita, give us a little bit of background about yourself.
Hi, guys. First of all, I'm so happy to be here today. So I have been competing since 2009. I actually started in bodybuilding. After that, I transitioned to figure in 2018. So I turned pro. I started in bodybuilding. I transitioned to women's physique, where I turned pro in 2013 by winning the overall at the USA's. And then in 2018, I transitioned to figure, and now I found myself in wellness.
So wait. So you did women's physique,
I
bodybuilding,
women's physique,
figure,
figure,
and then figure, and
now
then you
wellness.
wound it up in.
Yes.
Well,
So we have been posing for a while.
I love it. So everyone's journey is different, guys. Everyone's journey is so different. So how do you feel about the wellness division?
I love the wellness division. It's a category created in Brazil. So I'm Brazilian, and
I
like
couldn't
it.
tell. I couldn't tell.
It enhances femininity. We can still train very hard. So I found myself in that division.
So since 2025 Ben Weeder, that qualifies you for our Super Bowl, the 2026 Olympia, right?
Yes.
So how do you feel about that?
I'm so excited. So I was there last year for my first time.
Right.
And then I'm excited to go back again.
Okay, well, let's do this. So what we want to do, right, I'm going to bring one of our head judges, Rod Smith, up. We're going to talk about the wellness criteria, right? I'll also have some of our IFBB Pro wellness athletes who could also go through the poses, all right? And if you could show us your individual routine, I think you guys want to see her individual routine? Huh? Are you ready?
I guess.
Okay, so I want you to do that first, and then we're gonna go through the criteria, all right?
Okay.
All right, start from the diagonal line. Give it up for Rita, guys. Give it up, guys, give it up. Nice. I love that. So, Rod, can you come out and meet us center stage, right? And let's talk about the women's criteria. real quick, and then let's go through the mandatory poses and things like that. Okay?
Hello, wellness competitors. Criteria, wellness, musculature throughout the quads, hamstrings, and glutes. Nice, refined waist, cap delts, not so much development in the back. The idea for wellness is balance. It's going to be easy and real easy to get out of whack in terms of quad development. Everybody thinks it's going to come down to the quads. But once you get those too big, you don't bring the glutes up, you don't bring the hams up, it's over for you, right? So remember, when you're training for this class, it's all about the balance. Quad, glute, and glute domination is where you need to be. So if you have a weaker upper glute, that's where you target, right? You have a mid glute and a lower glute. So look at the whole package in terms of developing your glutes, and do not blow your quads out. It's all about the balance, okay?
So let's go through the mandatory poses. I have a couple of IFBB pros who's going to go through. I have one more too. Hold on for a minute. Okay, let me get Emily in the middle. Okay. So, Rod, just take them to the front pose. Can you talk about the front pose?
Okay. Should I go from the front pose? So the front pose, okay? You want to enhance hourglass shape. You see they are all posing in this leg. My front pose, I use this leg as support. That is totally individual, is what feels more comfortable for your body. You're only gonna know that by posing. So let's work on the front pose. The front pose, for you to build the pose, you start from the bottom up. So you put your support leg, in this case, the right leg, I use my left one, and all your weight is gonna be on that support leg. You're gonna throw your hip back. The front leg is really just there for support. What you want to do on this pose? You want to create a very dramatic hourglass shape. How do you do that? Okay, so posing is an optical illusion. So you gotta know how to twist your body in a way that is gonna enhance your shape. So here, what we are doing, we are throwing the hips really back. So imagine you are trying to throw your hip back, but without leaning too forward. So you imagine there's always this string pulling on the top of your head. So you're standing really tall, but you throw your hips back and turn your shoulders more forward. You're gonna keep your hand on your waist by your belly button height. If you keep your hand too high, your torso will look short. If you keep your hand too low, your leg's gonna look short. So the belly button is the position, is the right position, okay? So you are there. Right here. So the side that you're gonna do is whatever you have more flexibility on that side. That's my take. What do you? Quarter turn. So we're gonna do the quarter turn. Now what are we trying to show here? A small waist, nice glutes development, legs, quads, everything in balance, right? Not too much on anything. Again, we're gonna be now on this leg, on your left leg. So all your weight is on this leg. This one, again, is just for balance. So you're gonna be sitting on this leg without hunching, okay? You're not gonna be sitting like this. You sit, but at the same time, you're standing tall. Suck the air in, you're gonna breathe. Just here, not here, okay? Your breath stays high. Hand by the belly button. Open the other arm, don't cover your glute. So again, you're popping your butt out without leaning forward. We see a lot of girls doing this. This is wrong. You gotta stand tall. Always standing tall. You don't want to be thrown out of balance. But again, you are popping your hips out and your butt back. Good? Quarter turn again, right? So quarter turn, how do we turn? We're gonna transition to the back pose. So you are on this pose, you're gonna throw your weight on this leg, right? So you can spin to this one. As you are turning, don't forget to engage your glute, right? So you are here, you don't want to turn like this with the butt in. We see that happen. So you are here, you're gonna throw your weight on this leg, right? Engage the glute, and then you turn with the glute engaged. Foot position about your shoulder width. You're not gonna pose like this. You see a lot of girls posing like this, leaning too forward, you know, and posing too wide. We want the same width as your shoulders. And again, you're gonna be popping your hips back without leaning forward. It's very common we see leaning too forward like this. This is wrong.
Rita, can we just, ladies, relax for a minute? Rod, I need to bring you in on this one, okay? What are some of the main things you see in the back pose for wellness?
Overposing, just like she explained. Bending over almost to a moon pose. That's not necessary. What that does say to a judge is that you're trying to camouflage weak glutes. Again, bending over, you're trying to hide the weak glutes. So you also have to remember upper glute, mid glute, lower glute. Particularly in certain poses, it'll be accentuated. That side pose, you'll notice girls don't have depth in their mid glute. So that's what you're looking at as a judge. The side pose, if they're flat, they're flat. So I always say to a young particular, train the glutes in all aspects of the glute and work on posing without overposing.
So with that said, right, ladies, I want you to face that way, but hit your back pose. Rita, can you talk about the arch in your back and the right position that they should be in? Okay?
Yes, so let's take a look here. This is right. You see that she is popping her glutes, she's popping her hips out, but she is not out of balance. The back is still, it stays up. So the judges are seeing you from below. If you are leaning too forward, then you are out of angle, right? This is good too. You see, you can even pop your butt a little more. You can arch your back a little bit more without leaning forward. But this pose needs a lot of stretching with the arching. So some girls can arch really good without leaning forward, and the good looks good, but not overposing. If you know, it's a balance. You can stand a little bit higher, your chest. Yes, there you go. You see what I mean? If you lean too forward, lean a little too forward. Now you imagine the judges are down there. So they are seeing out of angle. The upper body, it looks too disproportional. So you stand, you always imagine there is something pulling you up. Right?
Another thing in that pose particular, the more you bend, the more you flatten that glute, okay?
Yes.
Notice one other thing about the upper bodies of these ladies. They all have delt development. You understand it. You have to have some upper body development as well. Not as pronounced as, let's say, bodybuilder or figure, but you have to have it, okay? Notice their bodies, they're not collapsing and breaking their shoulders. They're staying square, okay? So remember, stay square, pose tall.
And now you squeeze your glutes too. When you are doing the back pose, you're not going to be squeezing your butts, you know? When you do figure, for example, you squeeze, you want to show. On the wellness, no, you really just arch your back. You engage the glute ham tie-in, but without squeezing. Now we're going to do quarter turn again. So we are here. How do we turn? Now we are here, actually. Now we turn back to the other side. We can step back, engage our glutes. Now the weight is here. Turn again, and put the weight back on the right leg. So you're always switching legs to do those transitions. So you are here, you put the weight on this leg, turn on the right leg, and then you open that pose. When do you breathe? you breathe on the transitions. Okay, you take a little breath on the transition and you hold the pose. You're not going to be breathing too much. You hold your breath just high here and tighten the waist. So this side pose is exactly like the other side pose. Your leg, your weight is all here. You pop in your butt, but without leaning forward. You want to always be aligned. That's what create a symmetry. Okay, and you twist. You really twist, hand by the belly button, keep this tight, and the other hand right here without covering your glutes. Right? Now we go back to the front pose again. So you see, they pose on their left side showing, I pose on my right side showing. It's easier to transition when it's like that because I just need to throw my weight to my left leg and go back to the front pose. For them, there's a little more transition. So we are here. They gotta put the weight on the right, throw the on the left, throw the right back again, and do the pose. So the weight is all in this leg, the support leg. The front leg is just there for balance.
So, before, relax, ladies, relax. Wellness athletes, any questions? Any questions? Okay, so Rod, take these ladies real time through the quarter turns. Then we, huh? Yes, I want you to walk them. And then I want to put them on the diagonal line, and you guys are going to do your individual routines. Okay? Rita, you want to join this group?
Up to you, I can.
I want you to be part of this group, all right? I want you to be a part of this group, all right? Rod, let's take these ladies through their quarter turns and then individuals.
Okay, ladies, here we go. Quarter turn right. Quarter turn right. Quarter turn right. And face the front. Okay, ladies, turn and face that back curtain one more time, please. Ladies, can you give 4 steps to that back line and hold, please? 4 steps. Face the front. And return for the front line, please. One more time, quarter turn right. Quarter turn right. Quarter turn right. And face the front. Thank you, ladies.
Did you guys like what you saw? Well, give it up. Ladies, thank you so much. So, are there any questions? Any questions? How many wellness athletes do we have? Yes. Yes. Questions? Esther, can you give them the mic? Esther.
Thank you all. So my question is on the sidelines, do you recommend hitting the front pose or hitting the side pose when you're on the sideline? And how many resets do you recommend?
I would say do your side pose or the pose which keeps you in position, that's comfortable for you. Because if it's a big class, and unfortunately you don't make that first call out, you're going to have to dig a little bit, okay? And resets are unlimited. Just don't get caught moving too much.
Just while we're on that subject, I'm so sorry. Can I use you for the number demonstration? So if she's on the side of the stage, that is her side pose that coordinates with her number being forward. So her opposite side, can you hit that opposite side on the side of the stage? Like, can you stand here for me? So if she stands this way, it looks beautiful, but the judges can't see her number. So if you are going to use a side pose variation, it needs to be the side that ideally coordinates with your front pose, but can you also position in your front pose here? So that also works, which ties into what he was saying. And I would say have two poses because you don't know what's going to happen and how it feels up there. So always be prepared. Just make sure that you understand which side not to do.
Any more questions? How many wellness athletes do we have? All right, ladies, you're going to grab a number. I'm going to bring you on stage and give it up for our IFBB pros. All right, ladies, you can take off those heels. You can take off those heels. Okay, so I want you to have these athletes take them individuals. You will be giving live critiques. Okay? And I want you down there with her. Okay? And then they're going to do comparisons.
Okay.
Look,
They get numbers too.
The hair flip.
I do apologize. So next year I won't miss.
Okay.
Let's
So
go.
that was crazy. I got that call at like 1 a.m.
Let's pose. Thank you. Oops, I will just get my jacket because a little
direct
cold.
them and put them in position. Where you from, love?
Thank you.
Sorry, actually, this was
Yell out there, right? Yeah. Nuts. It's nuts.
ladies, get into your pose. Get into your pose. You're on a diagonal line. At this time, it's time for individuals. Okay, like Rod mentioned earlier, you don't know. You may have 10 in your class. You may have 30 in your class. Rod said you should get into a pose that you're comfortable with doing on that diagonal line because you're going to be in that pose for a very long time, depending on how large your class is. Okay? Right now, we want you to come out, do your individual routine. I have Rita and Emily down here, both IFBB pros, that will be providing live critiques, all right? Are we good? We're going to start with this side. Rita, we're going to start with that side.
Okay, so number 90, your posing is very good. What I would suggest is to work a little more in the transitions to make a little more clean. The transitions are really hard, you know, but is what makes the routine flow, what makes it beautiful, because the poses are mandatory, so they are static. Those are good, your poses are online, but you need to clean up a little more the hands movement, be more intentional about it. So it's practice. Practice, film yourself, watch it, and go clean up. This is what I saw.
Yeah, great. All right, 93.
Very good. So what I see is to work more on our walk. The walk is the hardest part. This is your first contact with the judges. So you want to nail that walk, you gotta practice it, okay? Do with intention to flow more. It's a little bit stiff, but that comes from practice and flow. You gotta do over and over. The mandatories are good.
And for a lot of you guys, right, it may be your first time on a stage. So you may be a little bit nervous, and we totally, totally get that. You are probably going to get nervous on stage on show day too, right? So just continue to practice this, like with your eyes closed, like when you know it in your head, in the back of your head, like you just can memorize it. Memorize it. That's a good word. That's a word. Autumn says it's a word. All right, Nicole. Okay, Whitney, 150.
Oh, 88. Oh, okay. Very nice. What I see is to pop your hips a little more back on our front pose. You want to enhance your shape, but you are standing a little too straight. It makes you look a little narrow. So pop that hip back a little more without leaning forward. Just arch your back really back. Do you see that too?
Yeah. Yeah, sit back a little bit and then point that knee inwards. So nope, ship your hip back. Ship your hips back. Yep, there you go. Point the knee in there, but bring the foot in closer. Yep, and then rotate your whole body back just a little bit. The whole body. There you go. Back, back, back. And pop the hips back. There you go. Yep. Exactly. Yeah. If your back, your lower back does not hurt, you need to be arching and pushing back in those hips a little bit more. Put your button on the other side. Back, back, back. There, yes. Elbow back. Yeah, right elbow back. Yep.
Pop your hip.
There, yes.
And suck the stomach in.
Hold it, queen. Beautiful. Love it. And make sure your buttons, we can see your buttons and your numbers so we can call your numbers. All right, 82.
Okay, very good. Now, an important thing for everybody is smile. Big teeth. We want to see teeth. Not all the time smiling like you're frozen in a pose, but walking with a big smile. And this is important too. When you practice your posing, you smile practicing your posing, because if you don't smile on posing practice, you're not going to smile on the stage. So it's a memory. Posing is repetition. So what you do on practice, in practice, you're gonna do on the stage. So if you don't smile on the stage, you're not gonna smile at the show. And for the side pose, you popping your hip, you're sitting on the leg. Careful, your torso is not hunched down. So your torso stays tall, but you're still popping the hip, sitting on that. Okay? So big smile and stay tall. Number 83, let's go. Very nice. So I would work more on transitions to make your hands more flow more. They are a little heavy, right? They are a little, so the body has tension and the hands have intention. Your hands have to be intense. So light. This is something that comes through practice. And on your front pose, pop your hip back a little more.
Another thing with your hips is you don't want to make them unlevel. You want to make them even. So when you pop the hip back, for example, so come back to the stage, 83. Come back to the front. Hit your front pose. All right, so sit back in that back hip. Good, and then almost pop up that front hip just a little bit. Yeah, because when you sit back in the hip, sometimes you're like leaning back or arching back. You want to make those hips nice and even. Yeah, tummy in really tight. I know you probably have eaten already, but yep, try to keep it tight. There you go. Thank you, 83. Good job. Beautiful. 89.
Very good. So what I see is you have to arch your back a little more, okay? Sit more, yes, sit more on the arch your back a little more, and a little more work with the hands too. They're a little stiff. So that try to make a little lighter. But it's free practice. You gotta film yourself. Everyday pose, do about 5 to 10 rounds of pose, and then you record your last set, your last round, watch it. So critically, oh, I gotta make this lighter, watch the arch of your back. But that's what I see.
I agree. All right, 97. Got this, girl. There you go. Remember that smile. Beautiful. Thank you, 97. In the back pose, just remember to relax your glutes. Yep, don't squeeze them. Yep. We're not like men's bodybuilding or anything like that. We're not squeezing our glutes. Just relax them. That way they look nice, full, and soft.
And also big smile. Smile, 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 okay? But that's all. Now let's go 84.
Honestly, that was amazing. That was really, really good. You have a really, really beautiful shape. Um, Obviously, we're nervous, right? So a little bit of stage jitters. If you have caffeine and you're like nervous when you have caffeine, just like pro tip, maybe limit the caffeine on show days if you know that you get like nervous with caffeine. But it happens to everyone. So you still look beautiful. You still held your composure the entire time. So great job. All right, 96. Go ahead. I'm going to agree that that was really, really beautiful posing. And I want to point this out for everyone, and I'm glad that you did this the way that you did. You actually started a hair outside of the box, but by the end of it, you worked yourself back into it. The reason that is important for you all is these lights are angled right here. The stage expediters mark this stage for a reason. If you start to trail outside of this box, you are now not in the best highlight to show the details of your physique. So you saved yourself by, when you came back around, you went back to the middle. So be sure that, does everyone understand that? Because I know pro posing gets a little confusing, but for amateurs, everything that you do stays right inside of this box. All right, 96. Thank you so much.
Okay, very nice. So I'll say I don't see in heels, but something to pay attention on your walk is to not lift your knees too much. Maybe you don't do that when you are in heels, but it's very common for us to see to lift too much. You know, you want kind of keep your foot close to the ground, like more, almost like the legs together. Does it make sense? It's very common for us to see a little of this. Okay? So I don't know. Maybe you don't do that with the heels. So in transitions, we need to clean a little bit. They are a little choppy. So it's chop. You want clean, you want flow, you want a longer movement. It's not long that takes a long time, but long that is clean. It's not. This is what I see. Do you?
And you're probably a newbie, I'm sure. Yes. So congratulations for being here. Thank you for showing up. One thing I did see is that you didn't necessarily land the front pose. So I would just say take a little bit more time practicing getting into that. Like you're in it right now. Just take some time landing that in your routine. Yep. All right, rounding it up, 98. Let's close the house down. Let's go, girl.
Very nice. So just a few adjustments. When you walk in, walk really tall, okay? You were a little down. Walk tall. You want chest out, head up. Your front pose, we need to pop the hip more. So you are on your right leg for your front pose. You can point your right toe more to the side. Point it more to the side. If you want to come here up, I'll explain more to you. Want to come here? Come here come to the middle, yes. So walk really tall. And on your front pose, you're gonna pop your right foot, yeah, that way more. You can more. Yes, and pop your hip back. You can pop even more. Yes, thank you. Oh, yes. Nice, and you can bring your right hand closer to your belly button. And keep a nice hand off, pretty hand like this. Yes, and bring the left hand a little more in. Much better. You see how you look more curvy? If somebody took a picture, a friend, you look more curvy that way. Also, just careful with the transitions, not to be too touchy to your body. So it's good to touch, but not too much, not overly do it.
Yeah, it's okay to maybe like hit the low back or like hit the hand, but don't sensually touch the body, especially as you're moving. Don't make the duck face lips as you're touching your body at the same time. Yeah, it's not that kind of party. All right, thank you, 98. We're gonna do some comparisons next. Oop, hold on one second.
There is one more thing that I want to hit on, but we're going to practice this as Emily guides us through the comparisons. So you all have, I know you have practiced the walk from front to back on the stage. The minute that your foot hits this stage, you are already sending a signal, and a strong one if you work it to your advantage. But if you collapse the second you start walking out to your box, you've already sent the signal. The points that I want you to think about are your crown, like literally, put your damn crown on and walk out there like you came here to own it today. Also, lead with your heart. So when you walk, you can walk with a softened heart. And what should happen is when you're walking with your pec walls, or your suit top is a good guide, when that left suit comes forward, the right foot comes forward, and then vice versa. So you're giving a subtle shape to your body, and you're letting everything follow from the heart downward. So your hips should turn a little bit, but think of a cross-body coordination. I watched your all's feet. For the most part, you guys have really good foot distance. Just be careful not to cross over too far. So if I'm walking on this split line, it's like you're walking just offset of that line. The knees can kind of touch. Other than that, let your arms just be a byproduct of your heart movement. So when we're doing these front and back walks, that's what I'm going to watch for. Is your rib cage moving? Is it rotating? Are your arms staying soft like ribbons? And are your hips turning as you walk?
Do that example again. I'm asking Autumn to do the example of the right shoulder coming forward and the left foot, because this is the reason why I say that, ladies. This is one of the major things that I see as an expediter. The walk, you need to capture their attention. So if you walk out there and you're staggering, they're switching channels. The judges are switching channels. They moved on to HBO Max, okay? They're not on you anymore. So this, please, if you don't get anything else out of today, that walk is key. Trust me. Can you give us an example of that?
Can I actually have Jaden do her walk real quick? Can you start from the front pose? Notice how she's like squeezing her inner thighs. So there's like, imagine there's a tiny piece of paper in between your thighs that you don't want to let go. Transition and walk to the back too. So like, yeah, walk to the front and then walk to the back. And notice how she's crossing over her feet. That helps with the hips. Watch the walk to the back. And Jaden's crazy hamstring vein. Beautiful. Thank you, Jaden. Can you walk from the front pose off the stage like how you walk? Like how like Autumn's like you're on all the time, right? No, front pose facing me. Like, thank you. When the judges say thank you, that means you walk away. But this is how you're walking on and off the stage, right? Don't drop your smile. Still smile as you walk off stage, right? Okay, are we ready? Comparisons? You said 4 or 5? Yeah, 4 or 5. Let's do the first 4. Yeah, beautiful. '90, I would turn your body, yep, more angled to the head judge. 150, 93, you look good. 90, perfect, beautiful. Sit the hips back. Yeah, like an RDL, like you're pushing back into the hip. And then give me that shoulder, that back shoulder. Perfect, there we go. Try to sit back even more. There you go. And then front knee, just point it in, just the knee. There you go, beautiful. Quarter turn to the right. Autumn, 88's gonna need a little help.
Okay. Yes. So, okay. So, really, stay more sideways. So, for example, if you are in the corner, you want to face more, turn more towards us with the judges. Right? So, you turn more towards us. Pop your hip. Suck the stomach in. Careful to not keep your hand too high. Keep it by the belly button. Yes. Yes. So we're gonna get a little help. Okay. So watch her foot, how her left foot is facing that way. Okay, up. So the left foot is facing that way. You popping your hips towards us and you're really twisting your torso, okay? Make sure hands by the belly button. Your shoulders are aligned. Always watch your shoulders to not keep one shoulder higher than the other. And stomach in really tight.
Quarter turn to the right, face the back. You can watch Jaden first if you want. There you go. Shoulder width distance with the feet, kind of like squat stance. Nicole, widen your stance just a little bit more. Toes out slightly, like you're corkscrewing your feet into the ground, like setting up for a squat. Yeah, don't squeeze your butt. Quarter turn to the right.
So 88, turn our right foot that way more. Yes. All the way to the side. Yes. And then we stand on the leg. Yes. And now you really twist your torso. Yes. And remember, as you are popping your hips and sitting on the leg, you don't let your torso sit, okay? Your torso stays really tall. Okay, and quarter turn to the right. Yep.
Yep, There you go. Yep. And then sit back in your hips. Good. Knee in just a little bit. And then switch your hands. Perfect. Beautiful. All right, ladies. 180, face the back. So you're just going to transition into that booty pop pose and then into your back pose. Yep, just 2 transitions there. All right, ladies, take 3 steps to the back and hold it. Arch the booty, arch the chest. Face the front. And walk it back to the line. Well, 2 steps behind Jaden. 88 knee in. Switch hands. You switched your hips. You switched your legs. That may be heavier on that side, yeah. There you go. Yep. And then knee in, hips back. Yep. Switch your hands. Yeah, there you go. With the wellness front pose, the knee that's popped forward is the hand that's out extended, right? So both extremities are kind of a little bit more forward and the others are back. So it's same. All right, thank you, ladies. Back to the diagonal. All right, let's have 82, 83, 96, and 98, please. I'm going from the back. '96. Take 1 step to your, just a little bit. Perfect.
Ladies, come up to the line. Get on the line, please. All of them, come up to the line. All right.
Confusing purposes. 96, face us with your front pose. Front pose. So the one, yep, there you go. Yep. Yeah, front pose. All right, quarter turn to your right.
Guys, remember to pop your booty and at the same time keep our torso really up. Arch your back as much as you can. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I think that's good. Quarter turn to the right. And turn your toes a little bit outwards, okay? Number 88. Hard for them to hear a little bit. And 96, keep your knees a little more straight. You are squatting a little bit. And she gotta keep her legs a little more straight. And quarter turn to the right. Big smile, everybody. And remember, 98, turn your right foot to the side, to that side there. No, right foot, right? Yeah. That is a little narrow, don't you think? You can keep your foot a little more forward so it helps you to pop your butt more. Okay?
And rotate your body a little bit more this way. Yep. We want to see one cheek, not two cheeks on the side pose. Yes, nice and tall. Try not to dip the back shoulder. What number is that? Chest up. All right, face the front. $180, face the back wall. Take 3 steps to the back wall and hold it. Face the front. Walk it back. Just remember to listen to the judge. The judge may say walk it back immediately, like face it front and walk it back, or they may say face front, which means you need to hold that front pose until they say walk it back or walk it forward, okay? Listen, it's Simon Says. This time it's Emily and Rita Says. Let's do some comparisons. So 82 and 98, please switch. Jaden, you can move to the side real quick. Thank you. 83 and 96, switch. It's helpful to remember your number. All right, now if you're on the outside, remember to angle your body towards the head judge. Good. And don't block off your back quad. I would bring the right foot out a little bit more and rotate the hips. There we go. There, yes. Bring the long hand closer. Yep, there you go. Yep, that's one thing. You don't want the arm all the way out here. We want it to shape the body, right? So like a little bit bent in to shape the body. Beautiful. And then don't break the wrist. So keep the wrist nice and straight. Don't go like this. All right. The arm a little closer. Yeah, no teapot arm. There we go. All right. Thank you, ladies. Back to the diagonal. Let's have 84, 97, 89. Is that it? I thought there was 4. All right, front pose, ladies.
Okay, so 89, turn your left foot more to the side. Yes, and the front foot more forward. Yeah, but you can go on your toes. Go more on your toes. Yeah. So pop your hips there. That position is a T. Is gonna help you pop your hips, arch your back more to get more curvy, more show more hourglass shape. Okay. So throw your hip back. Yes, without leaning too forward. Keep your hand by your belly button. You can keep your hand like this, or you can keep what I call pretty hands. It makes you look more elegant, in my opinion. I think that's good. Careful to not drop the left shoulder. Lift your left shoulder a little more. 84, yes. Yeah.
Your front foot doesn't look comfortable. Okay, there you go. It looked like it was about to break. Okay, bring the knee in. There you, yeah, yeah. And then lift that hip and that side, that whole left side up. Yep. That's one thing. It's very common that you drop your side that you're leaning forward. I've done that before, but I've corrected it before, so it can be corrected. All right, ladies, quarter turn to the right. 89, we're going to the right, so we have to go the other way. Other right.
Okay. So 84, keep your hand a little bit lower. You see that? And always watch for the left shoulder that tends to drop more, right? She can even turn more towards us. Turn more. Yes. More. Yes. And twist. And really tall. Really tall. Uh-huh. Very good. That is what, 88? Don't cover your butt. Yes. Keep your hand a little more forward. Yes. Twist. Big.
Rotate the shoulder.
Yes.
There you go. Yep. And then try to push back in your hips like you're doing RDL. Yep, and then move your arm out of the way. There you go. Other hand on hip, higher, but closer to your belly button. Little, that's good. And the back foot, pop up the back foot. See how Jaden is like literally up on her tippy toes. Try to do that, up on your tippy toes. All your weight should be on the left leg. Yeah. All right, quarter turn to the right, face the back. Don't squeeze the glutes.
So remember, girls, don't lean too forward. Don't bend the knees too much. She's bending a little bit the knees. I forgot her number. Yeah, better, yes. And remember, your weight goes on the balls of your feet, not on your heels, okay? And don't squeeze your butt. You're really just arching your back and standing tall at the same time. I like it. That's good. Right? Quarter turn to the right. Who needs help with the transition? Let's do that transition again. If Jada wants to go ahead of them for them to look, you girls can come back a little more so you see it. So do it slow, Jada. Oh, step back. And then you put the weight on the other leg and do the side pose. Yes. So 89, who is standing on your, yep, that's good. Let's do that one more time. So step back. Very good. So remember, shoulders always aligned. Keep your right shoulder a little higher. The right shoulder, right? Yeah. And drop the left a little bit. Yes. Keep your hand a little closer. Yes, so all the weight is on your right leg, okay? Keep the stomach really tight. You don't breathe on that pose. You just keep it tight and tall. It depends on you. But definitely all your weight is on your right leg in this pose. Quarter turn to the right, front pose. So 89. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of ironic, this front pose. We call it the front pose, but you're angled in all different directions, right? What Autumn was showing her was like your belly button's angled like 45 degrees, Autumn, or like a side angle. And then your shoulders are square. Your hips are kind of square, right? So we're this beautiful hourglass shape. There you go. It's a twisting pose, yeah. Everything should hurt. Everything should hurt. All right, ladies, 180, face the back. And make sure we always go to the right. We're always going in the right, clockwise. Take 3 steps to the back and hold it. I just want to make a note of this, even though we're in a different pose here. Anytime that you're about to walk, always slide your feet close together before you take that step. So as Emily calls this back around to the front, everyone slide one foot in to meet the other one before they transition and walk. And make it flowy. Like Jaden, do that. Like you're doing the swish to the right or the left, right? You're flowing. You're keeping the glutes lifted at the same time. That's one common thing is a lot of girls drop their glutes. So Jaden, show them actually dropping your glutes. Come back to the front. Sorry. Ladies, you can turn around and watch her. All right. Show dropping your glutes. Yeah, to the back. So see, look, she has no glutes. She's dropping her glutes. We don't want to see that. All right, lift them up at all times. All right, do that back transition again. So we're gonna do a swish to the right. We're gonna do a figure 8, kind of with our hips, and then sliding that right foot into the left. And then you can walk with the right foot. It's always that same foot. All right, so watch again one more time. We're gonna switch to the right, pick up the right foot into the left, and the right foot's walking first. All right, let's try that, ladies. Face the back. Jaden, get in front of them. Ladies, come back. Back, back, back. Jaden, go in front of them. Sweet. Okay. There we go. All right, ladies. Don't squeeze the glutes. Take 3 steps to the back and hold it. There you go. All right, girls. Beautiful. Sensei out. Face the front. Hold it, hold it, hold it. And walk it back. There we go, girls. Big smile. All right, thank you, ladies. Back to the diagonals. Yeah, we can get a larger group up if you want. Relax, ladies, relax.
Hey, ladies. Hey, first of all, I wanted to thank you guys for coming out and being a part of this event. It takes a lot of courage to come out here not knowing how to pose, getting in front of a live stream, and having professional athletes critique what you're doing. So give yourself a hand. This is probably one of the hardest things that you will ever do. Everyone works out. Everyone works out. All right? Some of us eat right. But the people that's on this stage, we have to eat right. We have to train right. We have to drink right. We have to pose right. Okay? Because without that, you will not be successful. Talk to one of these pros about it. Okay? So give yourself a round of applause, lady. This was hard. This was really hard. Now, you guys are not finished. Why? Because there's a posing room over there. So if you want some homework, you go to the posing room. If you want some extra work, you go to the posing room, all right? So let's give it up for our pros. Emily, Jaden, Rita, give it up. Alexis, give it up. All right, if you 5'5" and above, 5'5" and below, right here on this front line. All right, come close. Let me get Rita, Emily, Alexis, Jaden. I need you guys right here in front. Right here. Oh, we can make one. We can make one line. Yeah, we can make one line. Rita, can you come up, Rita? Well, once she get down, I know she's not getting back up. You okay, Rita? You good? Yeah, I know. Okay. Slide in a little bit. Slide in a little bit. Slide in a little bit. Slide. How does that look?
Thank you for coming to Victory and Posing 2026. We're going to give a quick shout out to some of our sponsors, Brent's Bling, Victory Speaks, Dealers.
Thank you guys so much.
Body Cream for IV Therapy, Deals Apparel, Joe and the Dough, Bikini Lab Design Studio for Self-Defense, Octane, Divine, Line Tattoo, Peak Performance, and more. The Cut Collective is giving haircuts. If you want a haircut, head up front. Also, Divine Line Tattoo is up front doing tattoos. Go grab yourself a haircut, grab yourself a tattoo. Try an energy drink. Check out our sponsors. Again, thank you for being here at the 2026 Victory in Posing.
So next up, we have figure. Do we have any figure athletes out here? Figure athletes.
That better be a yes.
They're probably training, right? So we have figure athletes. We have figure division next.
Oh, wellness. If you can return your button up to the stage, that'd be great. Thank you.
sponsors, haircuts, tattoos, and more. Try some energy drinks, get some merch, get some bling here at Victory Imposing 2026. We are live worldwide. Studio, of course, self-defense, octane, and more. The cut line is up front. Doing haircuts. Divine Line Tattoo is open up front for tattoos. Here we go. Victory Posing 2026.
Thank you, Scott. Give it up for TSG, the Shop Gym. These guys, they go above and beyond. I mean, we've been doing this Victory Imposing seminar for 9 years now. And about, 5 years ago, something like that, we teamed up with the Shop Gym, and this thing went to a whole different level, as you can see. So on behalf of Fit and Furious and myself, we want to thank TSG for all the time they spend, just taking care of the athletes, providing this wonderful gym. Everyone gets to train here free today. You have this wonderful stage, especially for our first-time competitors. I mean, this is priceless. So thank you, guys. We really appreciate it. Give it up for TSG, guys. Oh. Yes, it is. Hey, guys, we're going to go right into our figure division, and I'm happy to have two of my favorite figure athletes, Shanice Abrams and Autumn Cleveland. Give it up for our IFBB pros. What's happening? What's happening? These ladies right here, they bring so much energy to this event. Autumn, how many years have you been here?
This is my 3rd year here.
Yeah. Shanice?
This is 4 for me.
Yeah, exactly. So you guys keep coming back. Why? Because you guys are so passionate about what we do here, right? Not necessarily what we do, but the fact that we get to give back to our community. And I can't really express in words how that makes me feel. When I think about it, I get kind of teary-eyed.
Oh, we'll always
Don't you
be
share
here.
that with anyone, okay?
Yeah, this isn't on live.
Okay. Oh. Okay, well, anyway, let's get to it, guys. Let's get to it. Shanice, I know that you are a natural athlete. I know that you have won the Ben Weider not once, but twice. Just once?
Yeah,
okay,
just once.
then.
I placed the top 3. The second time I competed.
Okay, the second time, but that first win allowed you the opportunity to get on our Super Bowl stage, which is the Olympia, right? How was that feeling?
Amazing. people say all the time when you get to that O stage, because it was my second time going to the O stage. I got that qualification. First time I won Pittsburgh Pro to go, but to be able to go again, because getting to the O once is hard, but getting there multiple times is even harder. And to be able to win in a natural competition and be able to go and then still place high while competing at the O is still something I cherish.
Yes, no, I'm with you, right? Because, Jim Mannion, Tyler Mannion, and the Mannion family, they were able to provide that opportunity for our natural athletes to get to the Olympia stage. And the only way that you can do that is through the Ben Weider. That's the only way you could, if you're a natural athlete, that's the only way you're going to get to the Olympia stage is through the Ben Weider, unless you just so happen to be one of those gifted athletes and you go out there and win an open in one of the other contests. But Autumn, you've been on the O how many times?
2.
2 times. So can you talk to us about that?
Yeah, what do you want to know?
Well, I want to know what events you won to get to there, to get to that stage.
I won, this is funny. The first time I made it to the O was when they had the point qualification system. And
I remember
actually
that
hold
year.
the title of having the most points in figure because I was going to make damn sure that I got to the Olympia, and then I ended up winning the Rising Phoenix.
Yeah.
And then they did away with the points
But
system.
how many contests did you compete in that particular year?
Oh God, like 6, 7. I was beating
You
the door
were on the
down.
road. I remember that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it was a rough year.
And then the second time?
Second time I won the Chicago Pro,
Chicago Pro,
2023.
Yeah.
With you. Oh my God, it was so fun.
was there.
So you guys been to Olympia stage, but I know that we have meet and greet. We have the meet and greet, right? And then you guys get to set up booths, and then you have all these athletes coming up saying, "Hey, Shanice,
Yeah.
what's happening? Can I take a picture with you?" I mean, how is that? I mean, because I know that there's a lot of energy, and you have these athletes from all over the world coming up to take your picture, to take pictures with you, to say hello, and just to get close to you. How does that feel?
I feel like Autumn loves it, and I'm on the other side of the spectrum. This is why it's always so good to have the both of us, because I always feel like Autumn is on one side of the spectrum and I'm on the other side.
We are exact compliments. That's why we work well
complement each other
together.
so well. But for somebody like me, I still have stage fright. I get anxiety. It's a lot for me. But it's very calming and still a good feeling when someone comes up to you and say, "Hey, I follow you. I've been watching your journey, and just so excited to meet me." And a lot of times I'm like, me? Like me, little me, I'm nobody. But for someone to be excited and actually follow my journey and say that they're so honored to meet me, and like, especially after I won Ben Weider, and they're like, with me being a natural athlete, they just said they were so happy. And just for somebody like me, it's a different feeling. It's very touching.
And then
for
you got
people
this
to
one
say
over
that.
here.
And then, Autumn,
She's turning flips at meet and greet.
for sure.
No, ma'am. I actually really appreciate you sharing that, because I think especially people looking at you and other Olympians, I think sometimes they forget that we're human too. And there are times where you talk about like social anxiety, and we still deal with that. It's overwhelming in a beautiful way, but there have been times where I'm so awkward because I'm like overwhelmed with the moment, and then I'm like, oh God, I'm gonna say something weird, and I do, and then I hug them,
But
and it's even more
I
weird.
love that about you, though, because you're so authentically yourself.
Well, here's the thing.
That's just it.
Here's the thing, right? The reason why I ask those questions is because although you guys, the amateur athletes, see you guys here, but you guys are people too. You guys are people too, and today you're taking all of that and you're providing that energy within the DMV, and you're giving it back to the people here. And so for that, I thank you. Okay? Now, we're here to pose.
Yes, my favorite.
We're here to pose. Where's my right hand? Rod! Come on up, Rod. So what we're gonna do, right? You guys do quarter turns. You do quarter turns. You do quarter turns, all right? So we're gonna go through that. We're gonna talk about the relaxed stance. I think that's very key. We're gonna talk about that, and Rod is gonna talk you through those different poses and stuff like that. And if, do you wanna pose or do you wanna pose? Okay, so as Autumn pose, Shanice, I want you to just give us the criteria, what you guys look for and things like that, and Rod is gonna chime in, okay?
All right, Autumn's gonna step up. We're doing quarter turns, right? Okay. So this is how Autumn would be if she was on the diagonal, waiting to be called. This is that kind of the only time that we would have somewhat of a relaxed stance. Notice she's not really flexing. She is keeping her whole posture up tall, because that's very important for us. She's making sure she shows a little bit of the nice quad, voluptuous quad muscle here, and just making sure a thing here is posture. So when you're standing on the diagonals waiting to be called, having your posture upright and then showcasing some of the amazing parts of your physique is what you want to be holding on those diagonals. And then we'll do the front pose.
Now, I always say it's very important to know that when you are doing any kind of posing, it starts from the bottom up. Autumn is going to have a good bottom half of her stance. She's going to make sure that her toes aren't turned all the way out. She's going to have her quads looking really good, so she's turning her knees out to kind of give a little bit more of that quad sweep. She's bringing it all the way up into her core. She is breathing up, keeping it tight, keeping the chest up and open, shoulders open, elbows aren't too far forward as to where she's hunched. Everything is open and nice and beautiful up front. And quarter turn to the right. Now, I always say transitions matter. When you are transitioning from one pose to the next, your goal is to keep the judge's eye on you. If you deflate and come down and chest comes down, judges are going to put their eye on somebody else. Keep the beautiful transition, chest stays up. Now, the side poses a lot of times be eating us figure ladies up. I always say the side pose is your front pose, and then you turn to the side. So a lot of times if I have clients who need to learn how to do the side pose, I have them do their front pose and then turn to the side. You keep this beautiful lat open. Don't tuck that lat under that armpit. Keep it open. Keep elbow out. Don't tuck the elbow. And once again, she has a nice solid foundation. Now, I always recommend staggering your feet. Your feet don't necessarily need to be together. It's nice to stagger them because then judges are able to see the nice calf muscle. Her knee might be slightly turned here just to give a little bit more pop to the quad. And then Autumn has a nice hand placement here as to where she's not fully hiding the glute, but she is able to give some visual of the glute from her side pose. You want to hop in at any point? Nope? Okay. Quarter turn to the right. Now, if you notice that when Autumn turned to the back, she had to sweep her hair over the shoulder. That is a lot of times where us figure ladies, you have to remember to fully ensure that you are securing that hair over your shoulder because they need to see this entire back, and Autumn has such a beautiful back. Now, in the back pose, she starts with the bottom, once again, foundation. Feet are together, and I always say that it's almost as if you're doing an RDL. You're pushing those glutes back and those hamstrings are activating so that way you have the nice adductor muscles that you see a lot of the time. She has an arch in her back. I always say if your lower back is burning, you're doing this pose correctly. So I know Autumn is burning right now. You want to keep the lats open, which means that you're pushing elbows out. You're not tucking elbows. And once again, she's breathing in and up. This is very important to even do it on the back pose because if not, it brings your lat and traps down and you want to keep them big and full in that back pose. Quarter turn to the right. She removes the hair so that we can go back to seeing both shoulders. Once again, same thing on this side with the side pose, keeping that lat exposed, keeping that shoulder around so that judges can see both shoulders and level. Sometimes you might see some competitors who are a little off-putting and they'll have a shoulder that's higher than one another, which is not all the way bad, but our category is about being proportional. If you bring that shoulder up a little high, you're not proportionate. So you want to make sure you keep those shoulders nice and even. Lats are open on both sides. Quarter turn to the right. Beautiful transition. And she's right back to the front. Thank you, Autumn.
So, Shanice, you mentioned something about the side pose is like a front pose. So for our amateur athletes, this is one of the number one challenges that I see our amateur athletes getting into. I've seen things like this. Yeah, all that, okay? So from the front, right, I want you to do a side, just a side, there you go, right there. And then go back to the front. Quarter turn to the right, just side, just twist for me. Twist like you just did. Same freaking thing, right? It's the same thing. And that's so key. So don't overcomplicate that pose. I figure athletes, you're only doing a quarter turn. You're not, I mean, sometimes you walk to the back. Yes, sometimes no. You don't even
Not
do
with
that.
figure. Oh,
you
thank
don't even
God
do that.
we don't walk to the
I
back with
can't
figure.
even, no, so you don't even do that.
Nope.
I mean, you're just doing quarter turns.
Yes.
You know, so yeah. So I can't. Yeah. So that's good, right? So the most difficult part. Oh, and that back pose. That's
Yeah.
another one that I see. So do you have any suggestions for our figure athletes when it comes to that back pose? Back pose, yes.
The back pose is your front pose to the back. There's nothing different except that you have to push it a little bit harder. These LED screens are a nightmare for me because I look at the top of this stage. By the time I come back around to the front, I'm usually cross-eyed because of how bright it is. But that's where I angle my head. Your body follows where your head goes. I don't care what division we're talking about. If you want your back pose to be higher and you need to project your sternum higher, that means you need to lift your gaze also higher. So you're just amplifying your front pose. I personally suggest a softened knee. What I mean by that is I'm not hyperextended because that'll throw my chest forward. If I soften the knee, my tailbone does not change, but my heart and my head are really arching up higher to give the illusion that my back is more dominant to where the judges are sitting. I see this big mistake a lot where someone thinks, oh, I need more hamstrings and glutes, or I need to be a little bit tighter. And what they do is they throw their hamstrings back, which forces the chest forward. And you can have an open scapula, but can you see already how I've lost my width? And that's because I'm pushing my lower body back. It's like bikini. So we're not bikini, it's just a soft knee, and then we're leaning the upper back over the glutes. Same exact thing as the front pose.
So Rod, what do you see when these figure amateur athletes, when they turn to the rear? What's some of the mistakes you see as a head judge?
I think the quarter turns, where a lot of girls, even when they hit the quarter turns, they don't bring their heads forward.
Oh, yes.
So that throws your symmetry off as well.
Yes.
Quarter turn here looks like this, but quarter turn here looks totally different.
That's a great tip. What
Yep.
Rod just said is I always say to position you. If you have rotated your rib cage correctly, your chin should sit directly over your back pec. I actually have trouble rotating my head on the opposite side. I have mild scoliosis, so I have to do a lot of concentration to torque my rib cage and keep my chin off to the side, or I'll end up like this.
And the next thing would be keeping it symmetrical, right? A lot of girls, do your front pose. I'm a Christian man, and if I go into a church and that crucifix is cockeyed, better believe it, baby. Don't go over that joint. Also, if you do your quarter turn, the same thing.
Yeah.
Symmetry, ladies. Think about a crucifix. It always fixes you, okay? And another thing as well, stay tall. The front pose is a side pose with a twist.
Autumn, if you can, could you come from the diagonal line, do your individual pro routine, okay?
You said she's doing her pro routine?
Yes.
Okay. It's important to understand while Autumn is doing this, she is a pro, and pros get a little bit more time on stage. If you are an NPC competitor doing a show, you want to keep it short and sweet and make sure that you are doing kind of your mandatory poses front and back, and then whatever kind of little flair you want to add, whether it's your Model T pose or anything, but making sure you keep it simple. You don't have to do too much in the figure division. You should not be doing any other categories poses in the figure division. Judges do not like it if you're hitting a front double bicep. They don't like that. I've heard that from Sandy herself and Tyler. please make sure you're sticking to your division.
So, Autumn, I know that you're a coach, opposing coach. You do all divisions, both men and women. Could you show us what you teach your amateur figure athletes when it comes to individual routine? Could you do that for us, please?
I would love to because the base of my Olympia posing routine is still my MPC routine. I've added a few transitions and some accessory poses in between. It's the same base.
Nice, clean, straight with no chaser, front, quarter turn to the right, quarter turn to the right, quarter turn to the right, wave, and you're off. Notice that she held the pose for about 1 to 2 seconds, okay, and then she transitioned to the next pose. Nice and clean, guys. Like she mentioned, the judges do not want to see a front double bicep and all this other extra stuff that you're adding into it. You're only doing a quarter turn. That's it. Your front pose and your side pose are the same except with a twist. Your back pose, you're looking up at the top of the screen and you're arching your back and you're bringing your sternum up. That's the only difference. Real quick and simple. Are there any questions for our figure athletes? How many figure athletes do we have in the crowd? Okay, ladies, can you come up? Grab a number, and we're going to take you through your quarter turns and your comparisons. Let's do it.
Does everyone know what to do for their individual figure presentation? Okay, I'm actually going to have you go last just so that you can watch the other girls. You can stay there, but what I want you to know is it is perfectly acceptable to do just your quarter turns as your presentation. So if that's what you're comfortable with today, great. We'll work more in that posing room, but I'm going to purposefully have you go last so you get an idea of how it goes. So in that sense, I'm going to start with 89, my beautiful friend here. Will you start us off with our individual presentation? 89. Hello. Are you competing today? But you look so beautiful.
Everybody look at that number.
Hey, that's
Everybody
a real
look
thing.
at your number.
Make sure you
Look at
memorize
your
your number
number.
the morning of the show. All right, 89, take a big deep breath, regroup. Let's see it. Come on out. A beautiful shape. This is a great example of her hitting her true side pose in her presentation as she nailed it. Drop that left trap down on that side pose. So think about plugging your left lat and trap down away from the ear. Yeah, perfect. Awesome. Okay, continue. Excellent. So hers was very simple, quarter turn style. I do want to mention this for all of us, that core control is extremely important while we are walking and in our transitions. So just make sure that you're pairing your breath with your movement as you are moving, because that's where we tend to forget to hold our core in very tight. All right, 82. That's you. This is good. And she is also doing a representation of what would be quarter turns as our presentation, which is great. Okay, can I have you come back? You look beautiful. I want you to keep your chin up the whole time. Yeah, like let them see that. Like think of the space between your throat, that elongation. It's very regal. So that's what I want you to own. Go back to your front pose. And I want you to pretend like you have a dumbbell in each hand, like a 10-pound dumbbell, and like you're going to do a baby lateral delt raise out to the side. Just that. Drop your forearms in a little closer, but keep, yes. So it's essentially like if you're trying to hold a Sharpie between your lat and your tricep, it gave you a little bit more space in the delts without losing your delts. Go back to your side pose. And this isn't a rule, but what I would suggest is first, if you're going to stagger the feet, let's put the front foot, so in your case, the left foot slightly forward of the right toes. Just barely. Scoot your left foot back a bit. I like to see the knees locked for stability. Yes, when you lock the knee, it contracts the quad and the glute. It keeps the hip bones fixed so that you're more gentle in your rotation. So now you're spot on. I think your back pose was solid, but let's see your opposite side pose. Head up. And then let's switch the foot that's forward. Lock the knees back. Let's scoot your right foot back a hair. Your other right. Yeah. Now lock the knees. So straighten out that right leg. Yeah. So now, do you feel how your posing is less work? That's the key. Yeah. Awesome.
So what I also notice when you do your transitions, you're here, and when you do transitions, you're dropping. She mentioned keep your chin up. So if you keep this up and then do your transition, let's see how that looks.
Yeah, let's do it again.
And also, wherever your feet are facing or pointing, that's where your head is pointing. So your side quarter turns, you're looking out there, but your feet is pointing there.
Wait, Tony, can I ask you this?
Yes.
If it's not her comparison, is that a rule though? Like if she's doing her side pose in her presentation, is it okay for her to face her face forward because it's her presentation?
It looks better, and it looks better facing.
Okay.
Like this, and it just looks awkward to me.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
So let's do it again from the side, but I want you to act like you're already wearing the championship crown and like you've already won.
Keep everything tall. Keep everything tall.
There you go. There she is. Oh, beautiful. Knee straight. Perfect. Head up. Gorgeous. Head up. Knees straight. Walk back for stability. Awesome. That was a totally different person.
Good job. Good job.
Awesome.
Good job. Good job.
I just also remember to acknowledge the judges. If you are standing on the diagonal and your number is called, you acknowledge the judges by raising your hand and bringing it down. You do the same at the end of your routine. So please make sure you're acknowledging the judges at the beginning and at the end if you're coming from the diagonal. Now, if you're coming from the side of the stage or the back of the curtain, you don't need to do it to start your routine. You just do it at the end of your routine. And then I always say, rule of thumb, you don't want to give the judges your armpit. So if you have an arm that's in the back, you wave off with that arm. Don't wave off with the arm that's in the
I like that. Are you a pro, right?
I have one favor to ask you before you go. Are you
Done.
able to pull the sides of your suit up on top of your hip bones a little higher? If not, that's okay. Okay, that's fine. That does matter in figures, the suit placement. We've got a...
Just one thing. When you're leaving, make sure you're presenting yourself well leaving out of the center box, right?
Yes.
Rod talked about this earlier with the other division, so make sure that you're mindful about walking back. You don't want to drop your glutes. The judges will see that, and it does matter.
Yeah, that's a great point. All right, head up. If you don't want to look at us, that's fine. You can look out toward the camera above us if that makes you feel uncomfortable. And then go ahead and continue. Good. Tony, have her lock that right knee back too. Both knees. That. Subtle, but it matters. Good, good, good. Give a little bit more chest rotation. And take your chin. Yeah. Okay, keep going. What I want you to think about on top of what Shanice is telling you, think of a string from the top of your head that runs all the way down to your tailbone and like it's stretching your spine long and tall toward the ceiling. Tony, tell her to put a little weight. Try to shift just a little weight into your left foot. There. It's going to feel awkward to you, but that's more stabilizing from left to right. That looks spot on. Awesome. And then when you're ready, next pose. Good. Down away from your ear. So think about pushing your right shoulder down. There you go. Good, good, good. Yeah. And then just position your chin. You got it. That's beautiful. So good. And then go ahead and transition into your final pose. This is what some people will refer to pose. There's a lot of variations you can do for this.